And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From the Covey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric, Glenn, and Salty Lou keep the fire burning bright. Fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us. Breaking down the moments, from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric, Glenn, and Salty Lou with the fan base pride. Talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go Giants. Yes, yes, yes. Eric, Glenn, and Salty Lou, breaking it down. All Giants all the time.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live. Series finale between the San Francisco Giants and Kansas City Royals. Yeah, exactly. My goodness. It was a story, I tell you. This will be transcribed in history for all of Giant fandom for years to come. It was called What Happened in the Seventh? What happened in the seventh? It got me all the way messed up, man. What the heck? Lou, dude, what happened? And look, I know people are going to talk about the umpire, but what happened to the bullpen, man? Boy, they just were serving it up, and the Royals didn't miss. The Royals didn't miss, Lou. Roop looked great, man. Through 6, he was fantastic. Came out in the 7th. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. And yeah, what happens? You get that double. You were talking about it, Lou. Whether or not he pushed him off the bag or not, was he going to be safe at second?
Yeah, he was. To tell you the truth, I'm not even sure what Tony V was complaining about. He was safe to begin with. It wasn't even that close. Again, that's where you got to use your coaches and the people before you come out. And, you know, the other thing is we talk about these guys can't go 6th or 7th inning. We always say the same thing. No matter what happens in the 5th inning, you got to bring somebody up. The other thing I don't understand is we've been waiting for a guy for 2 years to pitch. We made a trade for him. Why are they not using Foley? Why are we using the same people like Wynn, Killian that don't do the job? I don't understand it. He didn't pitch yesterday. Wynn again, Tony V has no clue, again, how to work the bullpen. I'm just upset. The other thing is they're talking about one play. Okay, well, what happened next? He then gave up a 485-foot tank. And again, the other thing is Giants pitchers are the worst when it comes to a bunt. We've seen this. They can't feel first, and when a bunt comes down, they can't throw to first. It's like it's just something mental. And again, you know, it was just constant. The other thing is you bring in Hinges, he got shellacked right away. Shellacked again because they don't have enough time to warm up. And since he's come back from his injuries, it's the same thing. Same thing with Eric Miller. All these guys have just gotten worse. And I think what's happening, it's July, and their arms are just tired because we pitched them so much early. And the other thing is the game wasn't that close. Okay. I mean, I know, you know, Casey hit the late homer, but if you listen to the morning show today, I predicted it was going to be 6-4. In fact, all three of us said the Giants were going to get swept. And what happened? Yeah. They're swept. So now they're 1-5 coming out. The exact same record as last year when they came out, where what the problem is, they said, oh, we go to Colorado, we'll be able to take care of it. The Giants can't take care of their own business, let alone stop looking to see who you're playing. I saw somebody in the comments said, hey, we're playing Seattle, KC, no problem. I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter. People are looking at the Giants saying, great, we can get healthy. Look at KC. Their record was almost as bad as us, and they swept us. Yeah. And today, the usual, up 3-0. I'm sorry, but when you go up 3-0 and your guy's going good, and I say this a lot, shutdown inning didn't happen.
Shutdown inning didn't happen. Someone said it. Where the hell is it? Someone said, and you know what? The Royals did this without Bobby Witt Jr. Someone said this.
Yeah, Witt sat out. Bobby Witt was out in the 5th inning of game 1. Didn't play yesterday or today. So their best player was out, and they still beat us.
Yep. Gosh dang it! Someone said in here. Sorry I can't. Someone said it in the chat. Forget. I can't find you. But yeah, and the Royals did this all without having Bobby Witt Jr. And I just and look, because the Royals, they got some bats, especially from the left side. And don't ever forget the old man strength of freaking Perez. That guy just can. He can just freaking swing it.
He's amazing. And I said this when Seattle. I said, guys, KC is a different team at home. You know, sort of like Colorado they're good at home. Just on the road.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you know, it was crazy. Now the good thing about the Giants, they get the day off, right? Well, we have the Angels coming. Okay, well, the Angels got a chance to come in with a 5-game winning streak, and they got their race going. Yeah, but we have Webb. Again, you know, we got to forget about who's pitching us because it doesn't matter. And Eric, you've been saying this now. Recently, probably the last month, we're going against guys with ERAs of 8, 9.
Yeah.
And they're making it's like Cy Young is pitching. You know, today, a whopping 3 hits. I mean, Casey at the end, I don't count because it was sort of didn't matter. But 3 hits on a getaway day, that's not good.
Yeah.
And you said this this morning show and last night, you can see the Giants are almost at that place where they're almost thinking about golf instead of the game itself.
Yeah.
They're sort of like, they're just not playing good ball.
You hate to see that, right? You do. But maybe there is something to that. And another thing, and you know, it's terrible because we talked about that in the morning show where I was like, I'm not going to even bring up Lugo's numbers. What's the point of even doing that, right? And lo and behold, he comes out here, tosses a damn gem. He tossed the gem. Seth Lugo, guys. Yeah, Caglione wasn't in there either, Scott. Thank you. Oh, man, I mean, dude. It's just
KC was 20 games below 500, and we walked in there and they swept us. They were 20.
Wait, are you saying that I'm not going to – did you – how about them Boston Red Sox?
Yeah, Red Sox win again.
How about them Boston Red Sox, man?
We're going to have to maybe start getting on that bad one.
You know what? I think we need to go to Red Sox Sports Talk Live. What do you think? What do you think? You guys in with us? Red Sox Sports Talk Live? Nah, come on. We're not going to be bandwagoners around here.
I think the one thing, this is obvious. We're not going anywhere, which if you've listened to Giant Sports Talk Live, we've known we're not going anywhere. For some reason, people like Robert think we have a chance. You got to sell, and you got to sell it because I don't want to see the same team next year. You got to do whatever it takes, and you got to get rid of people.
Did you hear what Mike Krukow said on KNBR this morning?
No, what did he say this morning?
Woo-hoo! Okay.
Or can we watch it? Can we hear it?
Yeah, we can hear it. Why not? Put it up here on the good old on the Twitter. Oh, Nelly! Wow. Okay, hold on. Let me pause it. Let me get this ready to go. For those of you guys who haven't heard it yet, yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, courtesy KNBR. This was on the morning show, guys, and this is Mike Krukow. Literally everybody could be included in a trade. Listen.
I think that right now everybody could be included in a trade. Literally everybody. That includes Webb. That includes the big three. That includes Ramos. It includes Schmidt. It includes everybody. But in order to get those guys, you're going to have to be overwhelmed.
True.
And if the Giants get overwhelmed with talent and then they have hard decisions to make. And believe me, from my perspective, it would be a very, very hard decision to move Ramos and Schmidt because of their youth and because of how they've developed. I do think both these guys are going to be really, really good players, and it's happened for them this year.
There you go. There you go. How about that? How about that? Even Mike, I think he's exact. And this is before they got swept today.
Yeah.
So I can imagine. And look, he's with what a lot of fans are feeling like, where you don't want to have to do this, but the results on the field are forcing your hand. Right? I mean, come on, look at what we got going on here. This is just absolutely terrible, Lou.
I think it's a no-brainer.
It is. I think so too.
The one thing, if you don't do it, then Buster shouldn't even be around. Buster and Manai should be gone. We have a team that can't do anything right. By the trade deadline, it's now, 12 days away. They might be 20 games below. They got a chance to have the worst record ever for the Giants. And you want to keep the same crew? No, you got to get rid of them. Like I said on last night's show, I have no problem with you getting rid of everybody in the bullpen, maybe except Foley, since it took 2 years to get away, and just bring up the AAA guys. So at least they get used to pitching in the major leagues, because what we have is crap. No, and again, the other thing too is, I don't know if it was a getaway day or his thing. Even when Casey hit the homer, it wasn't that exciting. You know what I mean? I mean, this team is sort of dead. I thought they'd be a little bit better after the All-Star break, but it's not. Again, 1-5 out of the break. It's the same team as it was last month, the same team the month before, the same team. We're not getting better. That's the problem. So it's a problem.
It's a problem, Lou.
Yeah, let's go to the box score and see the thrilling stats.
All right, guy. Hey, fair warning. The line looked pretty good all the way up to the 7th. It was a game of 1 inning. All right, let's go take a look.
And now, today's Giants in Review on Giants Sports Talk Live.
Drive into center field.
Got him.
There it is. Kansas City 5, San Francisco 4. 42-60. Blue, can you do some quick calculations? How many games under 500 would that make us? Oh, you're muted, Lou. You're muted.
Are you asking me what do we have to do to get 500?
Yeah. What do we have to do? Yeah.
$40 and $12. We have to win our next 40 of 52 games.
Yeah. There you go. Now that's some numbers that will make you want to jump off a bridge if you're a Giants fan, man. My God, don't do that, guys. It's an example of how bad we feel as Giants fans. The winner is
sorry, Eric, a correction. We need to go 45 and 17.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Close enough. 770 ball, says Spencer. Yeah. In other words, forget about it. Thanks, Lou.
and I think one of the things is right now we got a chance if we go 40. If we go 22 and 40, we'll lose 100 games.
Wow. You know, that's not impossible.
No, 64 and 100.
That's not impossible.
Yeah, we're at the point now, again, where it possibly might be the worst Giants team of all. And the thing is, nobody's talking about the front office or problem. Nobody's really talking about Buster. Nobody's talking about Larry Bear. And all you hear is, new giveaways. Oh, they're going to put 4 more guys on the wall. Who cares? Stop talking about the past and fans, stop thinking 10 years ago. We got to think about now. We've been horrible.
Lou, and I'm seeing in the chat, and this is a great point. What are the chances higher for the Giants to have 100 win-loss than they are to get back to 500? They'll
lose 100 games. They'll never make 500. I told you
That's
I'd be
incredible.
interested once we got within 5 games of 5. No, how could it's sort of funny because we talked about this before, and then we'll get back. You tell me, Eric, and I just wanted to say something. We'll go quick since we have time. Second half of the schedule, we have 3 with LA, the Anaheim Angels. Okay, so maybe we can get 2 wins there. We then play Milwaukee, maybe a win. So now we're 3-3. We then go 4 down to San Diego before the trade deadline. So San Diego will probably take 3 out of 4. So that's 4 wins. Then we go to Texas. They're Texas.
Playing good baseball. They're playing good baseball.
So I'd say maybe 1 win, that's 5. Then we're here, and we're not sure what Detroit Tigers are going to do. Are they still going to have Skubal? So I'm going to say the Giants win 2 games there. So that's 7.
Well, hold on, Lou, because that's after the trade deadline.
I know, and I'm giving the Giants a benefit. We're not sure what team we're going to have. It's really, when you look at it, they play at Cleveland, at Boston, except for maybe the Mets. No other team. I mean, they literally have 4 series the rest of the year where they could win. They're probably going to lose 2 out of 3 or get swept on almost all of them. And I'm being gracious because, we don't know what Minnesota team's going to be. Maybe they get hot. St. Louis, they're a lot better team than us. They're 10 over, and then you got Arizona, who's starting to play good ball. It's one of those things where there's really no gimmies, if that makes sense. So,
hey, and they were talking about, I remember.
I think 20 wins second half of the season, and we're being gracious.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny because we talked about this before the All-Star break, that it was a soft schedule coming up, and they wind up losing 2 of the 3 series that were supposed to be soft.
Yep.
So it just goes to show you just because you look at a team, and we said this, other teams are trying to hey, maybe we could get right against these teams. Like, no, it's the other way around. Other teams are going to try to get right against the Giants, and that's exactly what happened, with the exception of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just, my God, man. What are we doing here, man? Let me finish getting through this damn thing. Lugo gets the win. He's 4-6. Hinches gets the loss. Cruz gets the save. Arias was back in there. 0-4 had a sacrifice fly. Eldridge is 0-4. Ramos was 0-4. Devers had a nice double. Schmidt had a home run there late in the game. Redeemed his 3 strikeouts. Lee had a hit. Adames had a hit, a double. Lee had a triple. They were doing something there. Then Gilbert 0-4, Kavanaugh 0-4, Susac 0-4. 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Again, another error when Hinches threw it down the right field line. Roop was great through 6. He got tagged with them. I mean, that's a decent line, but again, Hinches also gave up 2 as well. But it's a decent line to struck out 7. The problem is he came out for the 7th, couldn't get 1 out.
Yeah.
It was just terrible. And look, let's get into this. The 7th inning was a disaster. You had Pascantino. Forgive me if I mispronounce it. Actually, let me hold on. Let's finish this. Hinches came in for a 3rd, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned. Wynn came in for 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits and a walk, gave up an earned run, and then Miller came out and gave up a hit and a strikeout. And Miller was actually okay out of the bullpen. Out of the 3 guys,
but the damage was already done.
Damage is already done.
Yeah,
5-run 7th inning. I mean, this is just absolutely terrible execution by the San Francisco Giants. But again, you had that in the 7th inning. You had the leadoff double. It was going to be a double either way, right? Whether or not Adames push off a horrible call, we can all say that. Absolutely horrible call. But guess what? Runner is still
safe.
What are we doing here? You're just making a lot of noise. What's the point of making all that noise if the guy is safe? Right? Yeah. Does it look bad? Sure, it does.
Then a good pitcher gets the next guy out. Doesn't give up a 485-foot bomb.
Thank you. And then the next batter, Salvador Perez, the venerable one, comes up and absolutely
and that was an oppo. That was a
right center.
Yeah, to tie George Brett for homers. That's pretty incredible. See, the one thing about the Giants is it's always denial. Even the announcers, this play changed everything. you know what? Stop using excuses. It didn't lose the game. It was the pitching after that lost it.
Yes, it was.
You know,
because then after that, right after that home run, the guy lays down a bunt. Hentges tries to field it, and what happens? Throws it away. Guy's over there at second base, and then it just began, and then it just started. Here comes the freaking snowball.
Yeah. I sort of knew when Perez hit the homer. I go, you know what? They're going to tie this game. Somehow.
The momentum. You could feel the momentum shift. You could feel it. It just is what it is. And then Wynn comes in, couldn't get anything done, and it was already. And before you know it, at the end of the 7th inning, 5-3.
And by the way, Wynn's pitches were literally fastballs on a tee saying, hit me. Yep. They had no movement at all. 92 miles an hour, straight as an arrow. I mean, it doesn't matter. When you do that, AAA, single A, double A, high school, they're going to hit you when there's no movement, just sitting there.
No, it's true. And here, and to make it matters worse, the top of the 7th, the Giants had scored 2 extra runs. And then the bottom of the 7th, and you've talked about it many times, and you said it earlier today, you couldn't get that shutdown inning. It's the 7th inning. You want to get out of there without getting embarrassed and swept in Kansas City. So what do? You go out there and you give up a 5 spots.
That's where I would have pitched Foley.
Yeah, right.
He hasn't pitched in 2 days. He's been pretty solid. You know, again, I use that terminology. Shutdown innings are huge. I don't care. Let me ask you this. Why did Root need to go pitch the 7th when you have tomorrow off? Doesn't it become a bullpen game? That's
there you go. Good
problem
point.
with Tony V.
Great point. Hey, Landon, you did a fantastic. Because remember,
Let us
before
get the W for you.
Yes. Last start, he went 8 innings. Before that, he went 7. Today, he went 6. That's great, man. That's all we ask of you. We'll have the bullpen take it the rest of the way through.
I mean, I was upset yesterday, and the chat, I'm always upset. That's why I'm salty. Thank you. I keep talking about this with Tony V. I'm just sort of surprised how somebody can be so horrible. And I mean, bottom of the barrel when it comes to the bullpen. You know, last night you had nobody warming up. Tonight, you could see there was a victory there, and really the loss has to go to him because you keep him in too long. You know, me and Eric, it's sort of funny. Whenever the Giants relievers, the starters get to the 5th and they give it up, I go, God, the dreaded 5th. Yeah, but you got to do whatever it takes to get a win. Another loss on Tony V. You know, now they got a long flight to come back. It's not like it's 2 hours. And they're going to think about it. What could we have done better? But I'm starting to get sick of this, Eric. Fans know what should happen. How can the coaches and the manager not see and not know what they're doing? Are they just that inept? I just don't understand it.
Arson Judge, he brings up a point, right? And you're talking about managing and, what could they do, Lou? Would you rather have Melvin and his crew or Tony and his? Well, there you go. That's a great question.
Yeah, and I think right now,
that's
if we
a great question.
Melvin and his knowledge and his crew, and as Eric said, your pitching coach that you were surprised wasn't bought back.
JP Martinez was fantastic.
I probably think if we're 18 games, we're probably 8 games below 500. I think it's a 20 game difference in my mind.
Hey guys, real quick, I got to give a shout out to
happened.
I got to give a shout out to the chat. Here we are in the afternoon on a Wednesday, and we got over 100 people in here, man. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. You guys are pretty damn awesome. I didn't think I was expecting like nobody here on a midweek freaking afternoon post game. So again, thanks guys for hanging out.
Could it have been my 7 minutes and 44 seconds yesterday of going off? I mean, I looked and the numbers have been big. People are writing me, making sure, Lou, do you have oxygen? Do you need anything? I just want to make sure.
EB, dude, I haven't seen you in for some days. What's up, EB? Who is more pathetic, the Giants or the Padres? I say Padres because they haven't won a World Series. They haven't won any World Series championships. Oh, I get it. Okay, if you're talking about the totality of a franchise, okay, I get that. That makes sense. But what about how about over the last 5 years? Who's more pathetic over the last 5 years? As as a franchise, totally different, right? Totally different.
Remember one thing, Eric. People forget this. They were up 2-1 and had game 4 at their place to knock out the Dodgers. And the Dodgers didn't even have a pitcher, so they had to do a bullpen game.
Yep.
You can't put the cart in front of the horse. And they lost that. And really, to tell you the truth, since then, it hasn't been the same.
Tough. I'm still thinking about Eric Arson Judges, with the whole Melvin. Look, Melvin was a veteran manager. Yeah, he would not make some of those. No, is he infallible? No. But considering that the way that the roster is constructed, I think he probably would have gotten more out of these guys. I'm just saying.
It's a 20-game difference, probably 10 wins, and and the next 20 games they go 10-10, and now they're 8, instead of 18, because this is bad. And again, this is almost talking worst ever. I mean, the worst ever. And I'm sorry,
this is disgusting.
This is 2026.
This is just. I mean, we talked about it yesterday about the different ways the Giants can somehow just lose a game.
Yep.
And it's every single damn day we talk about it. It's something weird.
Agree.
Thanks, Audie. Oh, Justin, Lou, I replayed your. Hey, Lou, I heard a lot of people talking about replaying your rant. It was quite the spectacle.
It's going to go viral soon. I could see that.
I mean,
and I will say one thing, guys, chat. This is why I left another show to join Giant Sports Talk Live. Because Eric and Glenn, the one unique thing about this show is Eric can speak his mind, Glenn can speak his mind, and I get to speak my mind. I think that's why it works. There's 3 of us. And literally, listen, after the show, it wasn't like Eric said, hey, Lou, I need you to calm down, because he wants me to be myself. And again, just like we want you guys to be yourself. Now, again, once the show's over, we go back to reality. But, I know some people get upset when I get upset at Robert or something. Guys, it's all part of the game. One thing about this show is I get people saying, Lou, bleep you this. That's fine. But you got to be able to take it. Yeah. If we do something to you. So, again, we're all here just for fun. But, it does get frustrating when we're all fans. We're fans. Yeah. I mean, I know the 49ers are one thing, but on a level of 1 to 20, I'm about a 19.5 Giants fan. For the Niners, I'm about an 8. Niners, if they win, it's not the end of the world. It's not like it's Arizona basketball. I think it's because I was born and raised where the Giants were my first love. Niners came in. Yeah. People forget, in the 70s and 80s, the Niners sucked. They were horrible, right? Why would I support? Plus, you couldn't see them. Only road games were on TV. The only thing I had to look forward to in the Bay Area was, creature features on Friday and Saturday night. There really wasn't much. Or the great roller derby and big time wrestling. I know this is scary for some of you guys in the chat, but we only got 3 channels. And then you needed the antennas to get channel 44. That was it.
Yeah. Channel 2, channel 44. Oh man, that's so funny. The rabbit ears.
So that's how it was, and that's why when I go to the dog park, I always have a little transistor radio, because to me, Lon Simmons was huge. Bill King was huge, listening to baseball. And I'm doing it now because, these guys on TV, they never were such homers. I like to listen to the guys on the radio. I mean, it's just something, and there's just something about old school. You're somewhere and you got your transistor radio. I got the one thing in the ear listening, because people are saying, what are you listening to? It's just, that's how I was raised. And, seeing the Giants, I saw them suffer in the 70s, 80s, growing up. I mean, I was there in 87 when the Giants blew it, when Hackman got MVP for a losing team. I was down in LA when the Giants only had to win 1 game to win the title, when the Dodgers beat us. I was there when we had almost a 1-game playoff against the Atlanta Braves, because Atlanta went 18-0 against Colorado. So I've suffered. That's why I
A
tell
lot
people,
of heartbreak.
a lot of heartbreak, a lot of frustrations. Sometimes people go, I was never a big fan of Dusty Baker because he cost us a World Series. You guys love him, but you can't blow a 6-0 lead and take a pitcher out with only 82 pitches in the 6th inning. Ortiz, he was solid, So again, when the Giants finally won it, there's a great photo I have of 5 adult guys, and we're in tears because we never thought we'd see it.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be upset at the Giants organization if we didn't win 3 World Series. They've spoiled us, but that was a decade ago. It's the same thing with, the Niners. You guys all think the Niners are good. This team couldn't hold jocks to Montana and the boys. But that's what I want. They gave us such a level. I expect that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But the San Francisco Giants, the San Francisco Giants are the 5th
100%.
best, probably top 3 team of all time. We expect more. Hell, we're giving you 3 million people in the stands every year, and you can't give us a product better?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Hey, PDX, he came in here. Seen him a couple of times, said, this is the worst bullpen construction I've ever seen. Don't tell that to the Pobo. Don't tell that to the Pobo. You know where I'm going with that.
Yep.
But, Dan, you make go ahead, taking a trip down memory lane. I'll never forget in the house or the neighborhood we lived in when I lived in Tracy, everybody's houses had the big tall antennas on it, right? They had the suspension cord or the suspension.
There was no cable back then. No cable.
No,
TV.
it wasn't. Everyone had this. And hey, sometimes if you had the electric motor, you could adjust it from inside your house, and then the antenna will turn up on top, dude. That's back in the day. Again, before
Eric,
cable.
during the summer, I used to go to basketball camp up at Squaw Valley, but my family, we would spend from July 4th through Labor Day up at Tahoe. So you couldn't get the Giant station, but at night you could listen to the Giant games.
Yep.
And it was so bizarre because it had to be a clear night, and I would be there. And again, radios weren't transistors. They were the big ones. So I'd be down on a pier listening to the Giant game. People thought I was nuts. Why are you supporting the Giants? I'm sorry, but that's sort of how it was. Growing up, it was all about Giants baseball. And I was a big Notre Dame fan because they always showed the highlights with Lindsey Nelson, who also was announcer for the Giants on Channel 44, KPH or whatever it was. That's just how it was. It was life.
Okay, now let's, Lou, I got to ask you something. Considering just what the Giants are doing, do you still put the number at 3.5? Or are you going to raise it? I don't know, man.
I don't think they could sell any of the big 3. I think if Chapman was healthy, maybe there's a chance, but I think the big 3 are stuck here. So here's the thing. You obviously have a first baseman. Your backup is Eldridge. Neither of them are going anywhere. You have a second baseman that's leaving. You could keep Casey there, but I think Arise is gone. They're going to. So that's one. I think, outfield, we still have 2 guys that are injured in the outfield that are going to be coming back. One, your boy, Barracuda, and then, of course, our big free agent signing. So you can't have 6 outfielders. The other thing, too, is you brought up a point yesterday that Tristan Beck is back. He can't go anymore. He's out of options. That's why, they bought him up. If it's going to be DFA
for the rest of the year. It's for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Okay.
So next year he either has to be on the club or he has to move on.
With him up here, and we need fresh arms because these guys. So you have 2 righties. You have him and Foley that are permanent. I don't think the Giants would trade Foley just because of everything that's happened.
Hasn't been enough yet.
Yeah, but I think everybody else in that pen, I could see Killian leaving. You got to remember, Killian was a walk-on, basically. He walked to spring training. I still think 3. I think Arias and Ray are definite. And then maybe one other guy. I know you've been talking about the bullpen. Maybe someone like Brubaker or a lefty, like an Eric Miller. But I just don't. The thing you guys got to remember is I know we want to trade, but we need people that are willing to accept our players.
100%.
We hate our bullpen.
Well, there you go.
We think they're worse. Well, then why would anybody else want them on their bullpen?
This is where I'm at, Lou, because you talk about, what other teams would want. That's why I don't think any of the big 3 are going to go anywhere. That's why other teams are looking at Ramos and Schmidt. I'm sure they're probably asking about Webb. So what are
because
you going to
those
do?
guys would make your team better, and it
Yes.
doesn't cost a lot.
Yes, exactly. That's the whole point. And look, and the Giants, that's why I said I don't want to have to be in the front office of the San Francisco Giants to try to fix this, man. Now, granted, they're the ones that got them in this mess, but I'm just saying, if I was to come in there, right, as a clean slate, I wouldn't want that damn job. That's difficult because you may have to trade away guys you really probably in the beginning of the season had no intention whatsoever, but it's been so bad. This is catastrophically bad type of baseball. This isn't just a down year. This isn't just, didn't quite work out. Yeah, we'll trade a couple, we'll just trade Webb Ray and Arise. And then, we could get ready to go next year. It's not that type of situation. This is bad.
Yeah, Eric, I have a question.
Bad.
Say the Giants, and I know you're against this, but maybe we're not thinking the right way. Maybe the Giants are desperate where they got to get rid of one of the big three. Well, I'm sorry, a team's not going to take it, and they could say, "Hey, we'll give you Ramos and Devers, and you only have to pay us a third of the money." You know what I mean? That's where it might happen where we're using two pawns to try to help something, because
that's terrible, right? Isn't that terrible?
It's terrible, but what else are you going to do?
Yeah, there's nothing, right? That's the corner that they're painted in. Yeah. That's absolutely, you would have to trade someone that could get you a good haul back just to get rid of a guy with a big, I mean, my Lord. But that again, that may be where they're at. They either are stuck with those three and they have to trade some good players to get something back, or dude. Holy crap, dude. Taco Town has been following me for a while. He remembers when I was in the chat. Taco Town, who the hell are you, dude? Because I know YouTube does this new thing. Who are you, man? He remembers when I was chatting in Larry Krueger's chat. That's where I started, really. I would just be chatting in Larry Krueger's channel. I was in Hum Babies over there in Eric's channel. I was in his chat a lot. And then it just went from there, man.
Yeah. And then again,
Taco
Eric,
Town, you've been around for some time.
I'm going to be very
man.
interested
Appreciate
today because I know you're doing a show tonight with Glenn and Marty.
Yep.
I think they better speak as a fan and not an executive that used to work for the Giants. They got to be up front. They got to make sure everyone's gone. I don't want to hear anything tonight saying, oh, well, maybe we should do this. Oh, there's a future. All I know is Marty said when, you guys were on the show with Marty, this is why you play the games. The Giants are probably like 8 below since he's done that. This team's going nowhere. There is no future. I want to hear Marty and Glenn say, yes, everyone's on the table. Yes, this is what I would do. They got to actually take their guard down and speak like they're a fan, okay, and be frustrated. Nobody cares anymore. It's a podcast. You're not working for KNBR. You're not working for the Giants. It's a podcast for you too. So I just hope, because you're going to be there, and I know sometimes on their show it's overwhelming. You try to get a few words in, but then Marty looks at you like, what, are you kidding me? The Giants have a future. I've been watching this for 85 years, right? And then Glenn's at the point where, I just don't know. But I think this is one of those things where if Buster doesn't make a move, I don't realize why he should even be president of operations, because it's on a plate. The New York Yankees are missing their 2 best guys. They need something. Okay, Tampa Bay's not going anywhere. They're ahead of them still. Boston's up their rear. Got to do something. And, most importantly, Buster's sort of getting a reprieve after, really, to tell you the truth, 1.5 bad seasons. Here's your mulligan. You have an opportunity. Take advantage of it, Buster.
Yeah.
Make us proud that you actually are our president of operations.
Hey, look at Lou coming in with some deep stuff. Rob Iman donates $6. This trade deadline will be a referendum on ownership. There you go. You're kind of talking about that. And it falls on them as well, too, right, Lou? I mean, come on, ownership. They're a part of this, man. They're a part of this. Oh my God. Look, you got a bunch of people talking about, appreciate that, Rob, by the way. Thank you for the $6. No, you're 100% correct. Don't mean to just glaze over what I'm seeing, what people are saying here in the chat as well. But you're not wrong, man. You aren't. Because that's been a frustration with some of the Giants fans is what's the ownership doing? Because they have made some weird, Greg Johnson hasn't been exactly great behind a microphone when he's having to give statements. So Mark, or I should say Marco, Lou, Bob Wilkins.
Yeah, with his cigar.
Features. There it is. Dr. Don Rose. Thanks for jogging my memories. Good times. There you go.
Yeah, KFRC.
Look at this, man.
KBHK TV. That was it.
KBHK. Wow. Talk about going
44.
back. My gosh, dude. Oh yeah, right, Robert. Come on, man. Complete autonomy. No Pobo has complete autonomy unless your name is Jerry Jones. A Pobo, a GM will never have complete autonomy.
And what's funny is if you remember after the catastrophe that Buster went through, our CEO of the Giants said we give him full carte blanche. He could spend as much as he wants being an owner. Again, it's starting to get to the point with the Giants, since nobody's taking blame for one of the worst years ever. I just don't know who makes these decisions. I just don't know. It's so difficult because somebody should stand up and say yes. As you said, Eric, who's making the decisions? Yes. That should be the new terminology. Who's the boss?
100%. And it's a bad look, Lou. I'm gonna tell you why it's a bad look. Because if Buster Posey, he said this on numerous occasions, that money was no option, right?
Yeah, and then Larry Bear said the same thing.
Right? Money was no option for Buster Posey. Okay, then, if that's the case, then Buster Posey has an issue with talent evaluation when it came to pitching, specifically pitching. Did a good job on getting Luis Ariz, okay? But as far as the pitching, and that's the issue that has plagued the Giants majority of the season, you have to question his ability in talent evaluation. And that's a big thing. When you're a Pobo, that is your whole job, is to go and evaluate talent to make your team better. And you got to make these decisions so that your team is going to go out there and perform. And not only have they underperformed, I mean, like I said, it's been an absolute disaster of a season as far as guys contributing. You went into the season with no bullpen. Okay. So now if this is the case, now to pivot back, if there was a limit on what he could spend, well, then now he's it's
a scapegoat. That's the reason why, but it's not.
Well, I don't want to use this word, but I mean, is he lying? Is he lying about whether or not the ownership gave him quote unquote carte blanche on what he wants to spend? So either way, it's bad. Either you're not good at talent evaluation or you're telling some falsehoods. It's not good, man. It's not good. And it sucks because said this a million times, man. I want the team to succeed. I don't want to come in here and have to criticize, but sometimes criticize you have to. You can't just say, okay. You just can't, because guess what? They're going to keep doing the same thing over and over. And you just can't do that. Hey, what's this? I haven't seen this guy in here before. Oh, he's talking to someone else. Julian Rhymes. Oh, he's talking to Magpie. Ooh. You know what? Julian, you're not wrong. Welcome to the fraternity we call Giants Sports Talk Live. Appreciate you, man. Kapler and Farhan are somewhere laughing their asses off at the Giants. Farhan is in LA with the Dodgers. Kapler is having some success over in Miami.
Florida.
Where's Marlins at? Yeah, you look, and he's a assistant GM, if I'm not mistaken, with the Miami Marlins. So,
and he came back here when Florida played here. He was at the stadium.
And who won the series?
Let me take a look. The Marlins did again.
Yes,
2
again.
consecutive years. Yeah,
exactly. Beat them in Miami. Beat them in San Francisco. Melvin is too. Hey, Melvin. Exactly. I agree. Melvin's probably going, hey, I'm collecting $3 million and I ain't got to do nothing. And I'm just watching on TV to see what's happening. It's terrible, man.
long as the check's in the mail, I'm fine.
Miami has lost 8 in a row. Oh, man, they're on a skid, huh? That happens. You know what, Spencer? That's going to happen to some of these. That's gonna happen with some of these teams that are ahead of the Giants. It's a long season. Again, you've heard it. You've heard Marty say it a million times, right? It's a marathon, and you got to be able to go through an entire 162. You're gonna have your ups and your downs, but you got to have that consistency, man. And right now, maybe some of these teams are gonna start fading away, and that's what sucks about the San Francisco Giants, because the National League is so weak that you couldn't even make a play for that third wild card. Look at it. We're talking about the Pirates, the Marlins, the Reds. My God, dude.
But
Terrible.
Eric, here's the key. Marlins have lost 8 straight. They're still 2 games over 500.
Yep, exactly.
Yes.
When you stock up wins and you have a skid, you got some buffer there, right? So you can try to get right. Giants haven't had buffer from day one of the season. No. They haven't had any buffer at all.
And Eric, Robert asked a good question. Why don't they consult Baker and Bochy? Again, they're special consultants.
What are they going to do? Yeah. What are they going to come on?
I mean, that's like, you know what? We just need you when we're going to sell a portion or something, or we need you to do a meet and greet at the current theater. You know, they get paid $100,000 a year for just being there, and most importantly, a business card where it looks like we're still in the game. That's
come on, those positions aren't anything of
value.
I don't want to go that deep, but are they going to be out there strategizing with Buster? And no, they might give some opinion, but come on, those are just helping these guys. You know, hey, we want to reward these guys for having some successful years in part of the Giants organization. Come on, man. Come on. Jose, I haven't seen you in here before, Jose. Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live. Says the season I expect to be a close one, or I expected it to be a close one. I was there. That the Giants would fight to the very end to keep us entertained, even if they lost. And it's all turned out the opposite. A long, sad summer. Yeah, Jose, you're right here. Isn't it disappointing, man?
Eric, how many times, and again, this has not happened, where you're excited that they have a day off, so we don't have to deal with them mentally or physically, you know, nothing.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm still going to 4 games, not this homestand, but 4 games the following homestand. Because you know what? I have good seats. I'm happy. I'm going to be going with Eric, Glenn, and Liam. But it's hard watching on TV now, you know, and it's sort of funny where the Giants are the only game in town and the World Cup is done. But done. You know, summer's almost over. You know, I saw somebody saying they're going to get 30, 40,000. I don't know. Anaheim Angels aren't a big draw. You know, Milwaukee, not a big draw. You know, they got Colorado on another weekend, not a big draw.
The big draw will be the Cubs when they come into town because they always travel well, right?
Yeah. So
are the Dodgers coming back to San Francisco?
Last 3 games of the season. Maybe the Giants will be 40 out, you know. I mean, I think the one thing about the Giants, I'm looking right now, when will the Giants be eliminated from the division? They're 22 games out with 60 to go. I mean, my God, we're 22 games behind, and we're still in July. That's hard to do.
Exactly.
You know, I mean,
1 second here, just doing this. Oh my gosh.
What? Trade?
Just typing. Yeah. No. Hold on. There we go. Cool. Just getting everything done for tonight. All right.
So Eric,
Liam,
here's the thing. A day off tomorrow. Do you think maybe something might happen?
Maybe. You never know, man. You never know. You know what? It makes me wonder. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're on the road or at home. I guess it doesn't matter because I was wondering, since it's going to be the homestand, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be really getting pretty damn serious with the next homestand, because it's the last homestand before they go on. Because what is it? They go to Texas, right? Is that the first? That's
Texas
the first.
In San Diego. San Diego is the is when.
So they're going to be home, and then they go on the road literally a day before, right? Before the trade deadline, something like that.
Yep.
Because I think they start off in Texas on that Monday, and then the trade deadline's on a Tuesday, correct?
Yeah. So they go Angels, Milwaukee, then they go 4 to San Diego, which ends on the Sunday.
Oh,
and then
San
Texas
Diego
is that Monday.
Gotcha. So they start on the road. Okay. I thought the Texas series was the first road series before the trade deadline. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
San Diego for 4.
That one's going to be rough. Ugh.
Oh, there's our Boston Red Sox boy.
Yeah, I see them. Yeah, it might be. Might be. I thought they broke the record with going 15.
Have they lost since his birthday?
I don't
Remember
think they have.
He came on the show?
I don't think they have.
Yeah.
Hey, get another. Marco says, Lou, all-time rant you had last night. Should be in the loop. Great stuff. There you go. Lou,
we might have it as a short.
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
might have
telling
to.
You, could be a short.
Yeah, I might have to throw a short out there with that one. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, golly, I've only got. I have to find the best time for it. Because it went, man. You went. Hey, sometimes you got to do that, right? Sometimes you got to do that. Yeah, I got to do that. That'll be a lot of fun. Julian, he said, got a question. Says, I was talking over some friends. Do you guys think ownership would fire everyone like the Red Sox did? Ooh, there's got to be accountability at some place, right, Julian? If it was just how do I say this to make it sound right? If you had a losing season that wasn't a type of losing season that the Giants are having, I would say they'd be safe, right? You know what I'm saying, Lou? Like if you say they just had hard luck, the ball didn't bounce, guys just weren't quite playing up to expectations, and there's some of that happening now. I think they're a little bit more safe, but I don't. Man, dude,
I think the over and under.
This is so bad. This is
Tony
bad.
V's not fired. If say Tony V is fired, then all his coaches are gone too. I don't think they can do that because then you'd have 4 managers still getting paid.
Yeah,
off the books. I don't think Buster has the balls to step down, admitting he's wrong. I think Manaea is probably the sure guy that he's going to be. Hey, we gave you a chance. The team hasn't improved. Because, as Eric says, someone's got to be accountable. I think Manaea is gone because he'd be the scapegoat.
That's what he would be. He'd be the scapegoat, and it would be unfair. Honestly, it would be unfair.
And it's tough because if you fired Tony V, that's all on Buster.
It
is.
You
know what I mean? And
all this is on Buster.
Yeah,
right.
I know, but I'm just trying to be nice.
Yeah, I know. I know, and that's what I'm trying to do too. Is like, but it doesn't just sit there and reside with the Tony Vitello hire. It goes back to extending Chapman, right? That's the thing, man. And the communication issues, the off-field issues, that all reflects on the organization, man.
And the thing that's gotten to the point is, if you do fire Tony, who's going to want to come in here with all the problems, the big 3, the egos? Again, I know you guys all want to fire him, but you got to have a replace. It's just like a trade. It takes 2. I personally think if the Giants want to do something, you got to get someone that's done it before a winner, the former Boston Red Sox guy.
Yeah. No, you're talking about Cora?
You can't have 2 managers at the same time. So again, a lot of it's timing. I don't know. You know what?
Breslow is still with the Red Sox, Julian. The only thing they did is they fired the manager. Same thing with Philadelphia. Drombowski is still there as your Pobo GM. But they wind up getting rid of Rob Thompson, and they put in Don Mattingly. So is it coincidence? I can't answer that, but both teams now, granted, the Red Sox, even after the managerial change, they weren't playing good baseball. They were still awful. it was only here within the last 15 games where they really started turning it on. So that, to answer your question, Julian, I would not be surprised if they do. I would not be surprised. And I'd also would not be surprised if they come back. Yeah, it's a terrible situation, man, because it's, again, I just go back to how the team is playing, and this is I don't take out how long each individual has been in the organization, right? I don't care if you're in there 1 year, I don't care if you've been in there 10 years. Is this season a fireable offense? I would have to say yes. I would have to say yes. Is this a fireable? If you were in any job, whether you're a brand new or you were a veteran in whatever job that you do, and you had this type of performance, again, using baseball as the analogy, would it be a fireable offense?
Hey, Eric, I have a question.
Unless you're working the government.
Yeah. And say, you guys are used to doing 400, 500 people watching the show. I join the show and it gets down to about 150. I mean, wouldn't you say, hey, Lou, you know what? We love your personality. It's just not working out.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. We took a shot, but I'm sorry. It's a business. The problem with the Giants is, how we talk about all the players have egos. I think a lot of the people in charge, like Larry Baer, they all think, oh, he saved the Giants. He did this. But he hasn't done anything since he got caught with the affair. He probably should be gone. But the Giants say, no, it's Larry Baer. Same thing with Buster. No, it's Buster. It's the same thing. People had problems when Melvin was gone. Melvin was a Giant for 3 years. He was a catcher. It wasn't like he was good. You know what I mean? We love these guys from the Bay Area, and if they played, people forget. Dave Roberts was a Giant because of a steal, not because he was a great player. The Giants needed sort of a name, and the Giants have done this too many times. We get a guy because he was born and raised in the backyard. Well, I'm sorry, but last time I've looked in the Bay Area, there's not many great sports fans. I mean, great players. When you take De La Salle, nobody else has been around here that's made it to the next level. Most of them, it's all LA. And we just use it way too much. And it's been a failure. It's just like the Giants changed 10 years ago with a new concept. Swing as hard as you can so you can swing as many homers.
That's where baseball has gone.
Yeah.
The 3 true outcomes, man. It's about the long ball, it's about the walk, and it's about the strikeout. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And look, and I thought the Giants are going to start changing the other way. They got a bunch of high contact, low strikeout guys. They got Luis Arraez, so I thought they were going to play, but it doesn't seem to have it. Yeah, it still seems like it.
Fraud.
It's
fraud.
There you go. Oh man. There, I'm just going to look at this. You know what? I think this is a good time than any. For the new people who are in the chat, you guys may have seen this before. But hey, you guys want to go hang out at a good place, have some good drink and some good food? I got a place for you. There we go. Proud sponsors of Giants Sports Talk Live. Tommy's Mexican Restaurant. where they don't give up late inning home runs. Oh, whatever. Man. Good thing is, Lou, we don't have any baseball to talk about tomorrow, so we got a little break. We had a 4-game break there for a while with the All-Star break, and
God, it seemed like a month.
Oh my God. Look at this. Okay, let's talk about this before we get out of here. Giants, 2 series right after the All-Star break, and they are, what was their record on the 6-gamer?
One and 5.
1-5 on this road trip.
And you remember last year after the All-Star break, they went 0-6. So
That's
they're right there where people keep saying, Lou, you're using the same lines. Well, it's going to be a second half of the season.
Terrible.
Non-winning second half of the season again.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. That's the trend. And it stinks, man. And we capped it off with getting swept in Kansas City. Like again,
Kansas
final
City
score
was 20 games below 500. They were worse than us, and they swept us away without their best player.
Unbelievable. No, unbelievable. And now the Giants are 18 games below 500? That big 2-0 is looming. It's looming large. And look, we're not talking about 20 games over. We're not saying 20 games ahead. We're talking about 20 games under 500. Lou, let's get the hell out of here. Guys, we will see you again Friday night. Orange Friday. Giants will take on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim on Friday night. We'll see how that all works out. All right, guys. Hey, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out. Again, appreciate all the support, guys. That's awesome here in this afternoon post game of this thing we call baseball. All right, guys, be good. Lou, we will talk to you later, my friend. And yeah, see you guys Friday. See ya.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.